The Neighbor Who Never Left Part 2. I didn't sleep for 2 nights after that. Every creak felt deliberate. Every shift in the walls to human. The apartment seemed to breathe with me, exhale when I did, and hold its breath when I froze. By the 3rd night, I broke. I stuffed what I could into a duffel bag, dropped my keys through Mr. Singh's office slot, and drove until the skyline disappeared behind me. I didn't care where I ended up, just somewhere without footsteps above my head. I found a 1-bedroom flat over a bakery in a small town. It smelled of yeast and sugar instead of dust. For a week, it was blissfully normal. Then the dripping started. Drip, pause, drip. The sound came from the kitchen sink. I tightened the handle, wiped the counter, went back to bed. Minutes later, it started again. Drip, drip, drip. I told myself old pipes leak, but at exactly 3:12 a.m., the dripping stopped, and something scuffed across the ceiling. There was no apartment above me, just the roof. The next morning, I checked the attic hatch in the hallway. The padlock was still there, but hanging loose. The wood around it was scratched. Shallow grooves like fingernails dragged through paint. I latched it shut, told myself to forget it. That night, the air felt heavy. Each breath tasted faintly of mildew on odor ID, parade ID left behind in the city. At 3:12 again, the sound came slow. Uneven footsteps pacing overhead. 5 steps. Pause. 5 steps back. Exactly the same rhythm. I whispered into the dark, "Please stop." The steps stopped. And then, soft as breathing, a voice seeped through the ceiling. "You left." I didn't sleep after that. 2 days later, I drove back to the city. I didn't even know why, maybe to prove to myself there was nothing left to fear. Mr. Singh looked smaller than I remembered, gray smoke curling from the cigarette between his lips. "You again," he said flatly. "I need to see that apartment." He shook his head. "No one goes in there. Someone's still there." His eyes narrowed. He was a quiet man. Died alone. "Don't disturb him." I almost laughed. "He's disturbing me." Mr. Singh crushed a cigarette in the ashtray. "You moved away. Forget this place." But as I turned to leave, he muttered something under his breath. He couldn't stand being alone. The words followed me the whole drive back. When I unlocked my bakery flat, the smell hit me, smoke and damp plaster. My stomach dropped. Wet footprints trailed from the sink to the hallway, bare and human. They ended where the bedroom carpet began. I set my phone to record and whispered, "What do you want?" The air dropped to freezing. Curtains stirred, though the windows were shut. On the recording later, I'd hear it clearly, a faint reply, almost gentle, "Stay." The floorboards bowed as if bearing weight. The shadow formed before me, shoulders hunched, head low, water dripping from his hands. He was just as I remembered him from the hallway months ago. "Why me?" I asked. He lifted his head. His eyes were hollow, his skin gray and bloated. When he spoke, water spilled from his mouth. "You heard me," he said. "No one else ever did." I stumbled back. I didn't mean you left me alone. He reached for me. His hand passed through my chest. Ice cold, the air vanished from my lungs. In an instant, I saw what he'd seen as collapse in the bathroom. The silence afterward, the days his body lay there while no one knocked, no one cared. The loneliness hit like drowning. Then he was gone. The room was still. The stain had disappeared, but the air smelled of damp plaster and smoke. I left the town before